Hi, I am Prasad from the Structural Guide. You are welcome to the Structural Guide YouTube channel. We are going to discuss about type of slumps. Please subscribe our YouTube channel. You may get the notification on new videos. Let's discuss about type of slumps. What is slump? Why we measure the slump? Slump test is the measure of the workability of the concrete. It indicates how concrete is workable. And now the workability is reflect with the how we can work with the concrete. How it easy to pour the concrete, how it's easy to compact the concrete, all those is the representation of the workability of the concrete. Therefore, workability of the concrete is very important, and also it is very important to make sure the workability of the concrete is there during the construction. The workability is represented by the slump of the concrete. Slump of the concrete is specified during the mixed design. Depending on the nature of the construction, slump is specified. For example, if it is pumpable concrete, we need a higher slab. If it is not pumpable and we just pour into the slabs, we may need to have a different slab. It doesn't mean we can put higher slabs there, but in special cases we may need to have adjust the slab. So during construction, depending on the nature of the construction, we decide the slump. So at the mixed design, considering all these factors and also considering the distance between batching plant and the site, these slumps are defined. Because during the transportation, with the time, slump will drop. Those things also we consider in the slump. Now, in general, we measure the specified slump at site. The slump at site is the measure we take according to the specified value in the mixed design. According specified value we check during the construction. So at the batching plant also they measure the slump. Then they will know whether the slump will be dropped at the site or will it is remain or this slump is acceptable or not. We'll know, because if this slump is very low, if you have 1 hour traveling time to the site, then the slump will further drop. So there is an indication. If you check that the batching plant, there's an indication on the slump what will happen onto the slump at the site. Anyway, if the specific slump at the site is not there, they may be given another chance to do the testing. But if these tests are fail, the concrete will be rejected and concrete will not be used. Therefore, slump is a very important test carried out in the site, and also as specified in the mixed design, it's the responsibility of the site team to make sure this specified slump is there. Because if slump is not there, there may be issues in the construction, issues in the concreting. So let's discuss all those in coming discussions. How to measure the slump? Now you can see here in the cone, this is the cone. This cone is turned around other side, and we put the concrete into this cone. We fill this concrete cone in 4 layers. Each layer will be compacted with 25 stocks. Each layer will be compacted with 25 stocks. Once you fill the cone with the concrete, then we slowly lift the cone out and turn it round and put it next to the concrete like this. So then we measure the gap between this point and this point. So this is the height we measure. So this is the height we call slump. This height is called as the slump. So this value should be remain as specified. So if it is not there, it will be rejected. There may be many issues with this. Therefore, we have to be careful. Types of slumps. Mainly, these slumps can be categorized under 4 main categories: true slump, zero slump, collapse slump, and shear slump. The true slump is the most suitable type of slump we expect from the concrete. If it is a true slump, that's and if the slump is within the range, that's the best type of slump we expect. So if you can see here, there is no any exceptional cases. This is the original slab, this is the height. So if this height is within the specified limit, then we are okay. Now I just want to mention about this specified limit. In generally, these limits may be around 25 to 25, or it may be sometimes 50 millimeters. Now, if the specified slump is 150, the we check whether the slump is within 125 and 175. If now specified slump is 150, so the measured slump should be in between 125 and 150. This tolerance will specified in the mix design. This is given by the mix design because the mix design is the criteria that specify about the mix design. And this specific this the tolerance may be vary depend on the standard and the method you use to uh, use for the mix design. But this tolerance we have to keep in mind, this will be specified 150 plus or minus 25, that will be specified in the mix design. So we have to check whether the slump is within that particular range. Zero slump, this is very critical issue. You can see here the concrete hasn't moved. It when you lift the cone, it remain as it is. There is issue. So this may be due to low water cement ratio. Concrete may get dry or delayed concrete. That means concrete may start hardening. Likewise, there may be issues. So if this is the case, in such a situations we may test again. But if there's no improvement or if there is no change, this kind of a concrete will be rejected. Then we are going to discuss about the collapse sums. As you can see here, the sump is not in the regular shape, it's collapsed. So it cannot hold the shape. This may be due to the higher water cement ratio, higher water content, may be due to the higher admixtures you get, because sometimes we use the admixtures to modify the properties of concrete. Admixtures like high range water reducing admixtures are used to get the workability of the concrete. There may be issues in the admixtures. There may be issues in the water content. There may be issues in the mix design. If these kind of situations are there, the collapse may be occur. So these also we don't accept. Shear slump. This also we can't accept at site, because this part of the concrete's collapse. There is an issue in the consistency of the concrete. So the expected cohesion is not there. So if the slump is at slump test, if you find a shear failure like this, in this kind of slumps also we are not going to accept. These are the things we have to keep in mind when we check in the slump at site. So we have to be alert on those things. So we have to be careful on those things, because slump is very important. It's not only reflect the workability of the concrete, but also reflect the other parameters like water content, and maybe the delayed concrete, maybe the concrete that has start to hardening. Likewise, there are other issues also related with this slump test. Therefore, we have to be careful on slump test. We have to be do it regularly. Each and every truck we have to check the slump, and we have to make sure it is within the limit. With that, we are going to end the today's discussion. So thank you very much for watching our videos. I am Prasad from the Structural Guide. We'll meet again from another video.